This is a follow-up video that I did on the W800 update. I've done a bit since that video. I would have liked to take the video outside, but it's just way too hot, so I'll do it in the garage. Just go over the bike from front to back on every mod I've done. I'll start from the beginning. This won't be in order of what I've done to the bike. This will be just starting from the front of the bike to the back. First I got the 2011 Kawasaki W800, which you can tell by the green paint, you can tell it's an earlier model. I've had this bike for about 5-ish months, and when I got it, it was dead stock except for a set of saddlebags and an extension on the front mudguard to stop some of the mud and stuff flicking up on the motor. Apart from that, it was dead stock. It's a bit different now, obviously, but everything I've done to the bike can be completely reversed. So I've still got all the factory paint and stickers and that. So with about a day's work, I can put this bike back to 100% stock. Right, we'll start from the front. At the front, we've got a shortened front fender. It's a lot shorter than stock. We've got a braided front brake line, smoked indicator lenses with orange bulbs inside there. We've got a steering limiter, I don't know if you can see that in there, to stop the handlebars turning too far, which you'll see why in a sec. Because I've got inverted drag bars on the front with bar end mirrors. The way that these are mounted, if I didn't have the steering limiter in there, I'd be bashing the tank with the controls. So gives it that cafe look with the bars turned that way. Then we've got the Beet Nassert Trad V exhaust. So it's titanium headers into stainless mufflers, which look like the factory ones, but much higher quality, higher flowing. Sound great. They even keep the factory heat guards on them. I've got the air injection blocked off. Just bung the hose up. I've removed the Australian spec indicator, reflectors that go about here. Just don't really suit the look having 2 orange discs on the front of the bike. So that was a couple, I think it was 1 or 2 bolts, and that was gone. I've got the W Bevel cover, which is from a Japanese company called Fork. Just looks a lot better than the factory polished piece. I've got a oil temperature gauge, just screws into the filler port, just so you get a bit of an idea of how hot the motor is when you're sitting in traffic and all that. Now the big mods, as you can see in there, I've got rid of the factory airbox and I've got K&N pods, and I also put a breather in off here. I've got rid of the sub throttle butterflies, and I've got an EJK tuner which just tees into the injectors, interrupts the signal and sends the signal you want to the injectors. So you can make it richer or leaner, but in this case it's richer. And I tune that with a Innovate MTXL wideband, which I plugged into the exhaust. And you can see the bung. And I mounted up a plate that's sat up here with the gauge, so I could tune it on the road. Goes a hell of a lot better now just with those simple mods with the exhaust. That's all you can really do unless you want to go boring it out, high compression and changing the cam, which some people have done, but I just wanted it simple. It goes well enough as it is. And with that, the factory O2 sensor is blanked off. On the other side, I put in a Speedo Healer, and behind there you can't see it, tees into there, and a left hand side injection cover plate, because the factory one doesn't really cover much. Tried to hide the throttle bodies as much as possible, so so people could probably think it's still carbureted, but yeah. Also got LSL rear sets, so I moved the foot pegs back 10 centimeters and up 1 centimeter. Doesn't look like much, but considering the factory foot pegs come forward and sit about here, makes a big difference when you're riding, especially with that sort of cafe look it's going for. You're more leaned over. I've got a genuine Kawasaki Solo seat. I think that's what they call it, but that's what I call it. Sort of gives it the cafe hub. Very, very high quality, very comfortable. If I want to put the standard seat on, it takes less than 10 seconds to swap over. You can slide back and lean over, so you get the sort of cafe pose. I've also got, the latest thing I've done was Gazi shortened adjustable rear shocks. Love the quality of these things for an Australian made shock. It was a lot cheaper than some of the other brands that are available. I got it so it shortened the rear end a little bit, because it was a bit too much gap between here, just looked a bit odd. But I've also got adjustability for height. I can change the eyes here to make them longer or shorter, change the dampening and all that. I've got smoke indicator lenses on the back, same as the front, the bulbs changed. I've got a very short rear fender as well. It's more of a tail light holder than a rear fender. That holds an SR400 style Posh tail light. Very high quality, very happy with that. And I got a white text on black number plate, just to suit the old school look. In Queensland, back in the day, all the number plates were white text on black. So I got one to suit that. The combination doesn't mean anything, it just looks a bit more retro. And yeah, that's my overview of the bike as it is now, which I'm pretty happy with. I think it's finished. There's not much more I could really do to it unless I went extreme with clip-ons, but that's a bit hard. You have to change the headlight mounts, indicator mount. It's too much work, and I think the way I've got it now, it looks alright. Starts easily, runs beautifully, goes a lot better than standard. Still not like a sports bike or anything, but goes quick enough for me. Yeah, it's got the sort of classic Cafe Racer look. And I'll start it up. Might sound a bit different because I'm in a garage.